wife was upset for me as well. And I don't know who the other lady, and she was a para athlete at this stage, who that was, but she was very upset for me, and she was also saying, well, this isn't quite fair neither. And then one of the other ladies, and she worked for Paralympics Australia, came over to talk to me, and we started getting into a conversation, and this is how rowing came about. She said to me, have you ever considered rowing? And I said, no. And she said, would you like to try? And I said, no. I think I said, fuck no. Right. And my wife intervened and said, she said, yeah, he'll do it. Right.
How often do you think you've been saved over the years by your wife intervening a moment after you've made a decision? Because for me, I think there's a couple of dozen moments in my life that I can definitely see that.
Oh, there's a couple of dozen a week. Well, maybe not. But I can't possibly tell you. It's constant.
Yeah.
It's constant. It's like she can see when I'm at the point where I'm going to blow up, and she'll intervene, right, and tell me to calm down, or let's walk away, or think about what you're doing. Take a few deep breaths. Now, and my wife trains with me, and this happens, more at the gym than anywhere else, because I don't know, people get in your way, or there's various reasons, and she keeps pulling me up. Okay, it's not that important. We can go home and do that. Don't be confrontational. Yeah, and all that. But this is where rowing comes into the equation. So, got no idea who this lady was, but I gave her my phone number and my email, right? And she would have left me alone for about 6 or 7 months before she got in contact with me. And originally, when she did get in contact with me, um, yeah, other aspects of life sort of took a real twisted turn that we'd never expected. Like after the Commonwealth Game tryouts, after we left and have that conversation, right? I'd hired a car, so my wife and I are heading back to Gold Coast Airport. Right, we stop for lunch. Right, and then we go to the airport. We return the car. Hired the car from Hertz, so we returned the car. Then went to our gate and sat down, waiting for the gate to open. And we were only there maybe 20 minutes before the gate was supposed to open. And my wife had a stroke at Coolangatta Airport, which sort of came out of nowhere. So she had her left carotid internal artery collapsed.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So we'll leave that conversation alone. But for many months, well, my
I'm going to mark that one. We'll get her on the podcast and we'll go through that story sometime, because I think that's another
yeah,
hour and a half story as well, isn't it?
easily. But many months later, like it took, I don't know, 18 odd months for her to be good, where I could concentrate on me again, and that's when I went to rowing, because I failed the classification for lifting, right? And I still done the New South Wales stuff. So then I was contacted by a rowing club, which this lady gave from Paralympics Australia, gave, and that was from Balmain Para Rowing. They got in contact with me. And after 18 months, my shoulder was healed, my wife was okay, and I could go down that avenue.